Stay tuned, because after we talk to the author of the Bug Diary, who has a chapter called Bees and Thanksgiving, we will talk about a paddle dealing with bees, the new Super Hive. Hey folks, I'm here with Amber Freely, and we're talking about her book, The Bug Diary. Pretty interesting book.
Yeah.
I like some of the ideas behind it. I mean, you know, there's a librarian in the book. You
That's
gotta love
true.
that.
That's true. Yeah, the Bug Diary is about a girl's freshman year at KU, and it touches on a lot of themes of what it's really like for young women to go to school and how they have to worry about their personal safety and birth control and, you know, all going to parties and all that kind of stuff. But she connects with some pretty strong female ghosts from the past that kind of help build the university. And they're actually historical figures in there. Carrie Watson, who she literally put together KU's book collection at Watson Library. It's named for her. And then, well, anyway, there's a lot of themes, and I don't want to ruin it all, but
No, I think that's great. That's pretty cool. I mean, so, you know, trailblazers. So here's this young woman. She's kind of probably nervous, you know, being at college by herself, but yet trailblazers who blaze the trail for other women come to her as ghosts and say, "Hey, Carrie, we're going to help you out."
Yeah, definitely. And she meets some friends and has to, you know, learn to navigate parties and boys and all that fun stuff. And but there's not all, you know, straight relationships in there either. She makes great friends with a gay guy at college, and they're very tight. So she, you know, she's just experiencing new people, new ideas, a new world at KU.
And then entomology too itself, the field, I imagine it's pretty male dominated.
Usually, but actually, so there's another ghost in the book who's actually the ghost of one of the first women who graduated from KU, and she's a real historical woman, and she put together the first entomology collection at KU. So I thought that was cool.
Bugs are very, I think, important to our society because,
you
know, if bugs are missing, what's going on? You know? I mean, if they're getting affected, if their population's being decimated, what's happening with us?
Yeah, and there's definitely environmental themes in that book too. The main character, her name's Keimer, actually. She's very concerned about environmental things as well as human rights and a whole bunch of things. So.
And am I correct? Most of the setting takes place in Lawrence, or
yeah, in Lawrence and on campus a lot.
That is cool. That is cool. And you yourself are a graduate of KU?
I am, yeah,
That's
from
awesome.
the English department.
All right, that's cool.
Not the entomology department. I was kind of thinking about what if I could go back to school, what would I study? Okay. You know. So
I think that's cool. No, yeah. I think that's cool. I love their natural history museum. That's one of my favorite places to go. You know, I take my kids there, and now that they're all grown, I go myself sometimes.
Yeah, me too. I love the Natural History Museum, so I had to include it in there as well. Yeah, anybody who's gone to KU or been to the KU campus, you're going to recognize several spots around campus.
So even though this covers a lot of contemporary issues, you see historical figures, so you get to learn about the past. And I'm looking forward to reading The Bug Diary. Hey, let's talk. There. Even the bear wouldn't let this paddle go. So this is the new Rain and Wind paddle, R.A.W. It's the 14 millimeter Super Hive. And, you know, being a new company, it's kind of unique what they did. You know, sometimes a smaller company can do things quickly. And I'm going to just show you something here. I'm very impressed with their handle. It's a little thicker than what I usually use, but if you look at it, they built it up. There's an extra piece here. A nice, very hard foam overlay. And it does give the handle more of a substantial feel. But here's one thing to think about it. The handle is reinforced. Let me show you this handle right here. So the average handle, check it out, honeycomb, which is kind of cool. This also has honeycomb in it. But there's just honeycomb, which just broke off a piece. And here's the handle, balsa wood. You can see it right here. Little pieces of this coming out. The average handle isn't the greatest, strongest thing on most paddles, and that's why a lot of them break off right around here. You won't have as much of a problem with this because it's reinforced at the breaking point, which is kind of cool. I like that a lot. So let me go ahead and compare this paddle with the Electrum Pro II because they look very much alike. Check it out. I mean, I love the look of it. I love the edging being yellow. Isn't that cool? Between the two paddles, you can see dimensions. They are different. So With the R.A.W. paddle, it's a longer handle. It's also a thicker core. Now, I have to admit, this has more power and also has a lot of spin production, but the sweet spot, which is located in the center, it's more narrow. It's not as forgiving. I mean, there's times where a ball's hit at my feet and I go down to reset it, and sometimes it doesn't work with this paddle. It's just not as forgiving, and a couple times I was like, wait a minute, when I use this paddle, it works well. Now with the R.A.W., first of all, the reach, I don't have to go down as low to capture those, but it has a wider sweet spot. And also the sweet spot is larger, but it's also more towards the end. Surya, who did a great review on this, and go ahead and take a look at it, he doesn't care for this as much because he prefers the sweet spot in the middle. I actually like it at the end because I know when I serve, I don't have the power Surya does, but with the long handle and this near the end, I generate a lot of torque. I get a lot. I'm using physics to my advantage right here. So it works great. My serves with this are killer. I actually serve harder with this than I do with the Electrum Pro. And one more time, like I said, with a thicker core, it's more forgiving. There's a lot more control at this. So I do like this paddle. I love the reach on this. And the reach is nice because I'm able to get more ernies with this. Boom! It's great. I can see myself using this for singles, but also for doubles. I mean, it gives me a new level of power. And also the grit, the carbon fiber has a lot of spin. So if you're comparing these two paddles, give them a shot. Or, and also someone gave us the nickname, the Eula Killer. And it's kind of neat because it's reinforced like the Eula paddle, the Hyperion. So, and it also has a lot of grit. So you might want to give this a try. And oh, by the way, price is the same between the two paddles, retailing at $199. The owner of this company, for each paddle he sells, he donates money to local bee producers. And as you read that book, as you learn about bees, there's so much that bees do for our ecology. I mean, they pollinate flowers. I mean, this world wouldn't be as beautiful as it is. It wouldn't work as well without bees. Those are so crucial to us. And he's doing his part to keep bees going, because right now, bees are endangered in a lot of ways. So anyway, check out this paddle. Do a good thing. Sting like a bee. It's definitely Pickleball Librarian approved.